Mama June and Lauren come face to face amid Christmas with Anna's plans. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Mama June. Family crises currently feature Mama June and her family in a pathetic state. Anna Cardwell is living her last days while her family is doing everything under the sun to save her. Hence, Lauren wanted to make her sister's Christmas a special and memorable one. She shared her prospects with Shannon. But little did she know that this mere idea would end up in an explosive argument. These two came face to face and butted heads. But why June was against the idea? Why was she arguing with Pumpkin? Mama June and Pumpkin's argument turned into an explosive fight. Mama June and her entire family are really overwhelmed because of Anna Cardwell's deteriorating condition. The latter is struggling in her cancer battle, and each passing day is making things worse for her. Hence, her sisters are trying to make more memories and are doing everything to fulfill her wishes. Amid all this, Pumpkin visited Anna and realized that the latter wasn't in a great space at all. She was quick to discuss the dynamics with Mama June and revealed that Cardwell was in a bad condition. The celeb narrated how Anna was on oxygen and stuff, which clearly was a shock for Shannon. Pumpkin then explained that she was planning to have a great Christmas party with Anna. Shannon was quick to interrupt and asked if they weren't decorating their own houses. However, Lauren felt that the best idea would be to gather everyone at the same place and have a lavish party together. Lauren expressed her desire to collect money and organize something for Anna, but Mama June doesn't really understand the fuss of money. She slammed Pumpkin for not organizing in any of their houses. She even wondered who made Lauren the Christmas coordinator for the family in an exclusive clip by Aces. Pumpkin threatens Mama June of kicking her out. Mama June explained that she was up for making things special for Anna and making memories with her. But she feels that they could simply spend time with each other and not involve money in all this. However, Pumpkin was in no mood to listen to any of her mother's excuses, and she made it clear that things would go her way. Lauren threatened Shannon by saying, "I can just kick you out." As per her, if the latter doesn't cooperate, she wouldn't even hesitate to kick her out of the plan. Apparently, this mere warning was perhaps enough for June to settle down. She asked Pumpkin about what she was doing and was in shock when she learned that Lauren was the Christmas coordinator. But that's not all. June initially denied being in charge of the cooking department, but soon she told Pumpkin to inform her a few weeks earlier because Nana's dressing needs a couple of days to get its taste. Though the mother-daughter duo had a heated argument, both of them have the same prospect of making Anna's Christmas a memorable one. Keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for the latest Mama June tea. Christmas has always been a complicated time for the Shannon family, a holiday wrapped in nostalgia, guilt, and fractured memories. But this year, as the snow settled softly across Georgia and lights blinked half-heartedly on the porch, the season brought a weight unlike any before. It was Anna Chickadee Cardwell's last Christmas, and it would be the one to finally bring Mama June and Lauren Pumpkin a fired face-to-face. Not as mother and daughter, but as two women caught in a storm of grief, regrets, and decisions they could no longer avoid. The air hung thick with unspoken truths and the rawness of time running out. Anna's health had deteriorated quickly. There were no more hospital stays or treatments, just pain management, short moments of lucidity, and a haunting stillness that hovered in every room. Christmas, once marked by candy canes and matching pajamas, had become a countdown to goodbye. Lauren had been preparing for this holiday with a heavy heart. She coordinated gifts for the kids, made sure the tree was decorated, and helped organize a quiet, intimate gathering at her house, the one space that felt safe, grounded, and full of love. But behind her efforts was a painful purpose. This was Anna's final celebration, and Lauren knew every ornament, every laugh, and every song would be etched into memory like a farewell letter written in glitter and pine. Mama June's arrival wasn't celebrated. It wasn't expected, but it was inevitable. Ever since Anna's condition turned terminal, the need for unity, even forced, uncomfortable unity, grew louder. Anna, despite her fragile state, had expressed her wishes. No more drama, no more division. She wanted her family together, even if just for one day. Lauren had been dreading this moment. Seeing her mother walk through her front door again after months of strained communication brought a knot to her throat. There was no hugging, no beaming smiles, just a quiet acknowledgement, a shared glance that spoke of tired hearts and too many wounds. The living room was decorated with soft white lights and flickering candles. Stockings hung over the fireplace, and children's laughter echoed in the background as Alana and the younger kids tore into presents. In the center of it all sat Anna, bundled in a thick blanket, her once vibrant face now pale and drawn. She smiled weakly as she watched the kids, but her energy waned fast. Lauren stayed close to Anna's side, adjusting pillows, offering sips of water, gently touching her hand. She carried the weight of responsibility as if it were stitched into her bones. This wasn't just her sister. This was the heart of the family, the one who had been there for everyone else. And now she was the one being cared for. Mama June hovered awkwardly near the doorway. She hadn't been a central figure in these family moments for years. Her attempts to show up often came too late or in the wrong ways. But now, with Anna fading and the holidays amplifying everything unspoken, June found herself on the outside of her own family's life. Again. The emotional tension between Lauren and June simmered just below the surface. This Christmas wasn't about healing old wounds. It was about honoring Anna's last wishes. But that didn't mean the hurt had disappeared. Every time Lauren looked at her mother, she remembered the missed birthdays, the drug-fueled disappearances, the betrayal of a childhood spent in chaos. And yet here they both stood, bound together by love for Anna and a shared grief that neither could escape. Anna had made plans, not for presents or parties, but for after she was gone. She had discussed guardianship, belongings, and how she wanted her girls, Caitlin and Khalid, to be raised. She had shared these plans in private conversations with Lauren, knowing her sister would do everything in her power to follow through. But she also knew that Mama June, ever unpredictable, might have her own opinions. Christmas dinner was a quiet affair. There was no turkey, no dramatic toasts. Just soft music, the clinking of silverware, and the eerie absence of Anna's once playful voice. She sat at the head of the table, silent for long stretches, occasionally whispering a few words or offering a faint smile. Everyone at that table was painfully aware this would be the last time they'd break bread together like this. After dinner, as the kids disappeared into another room to play, the adults remained, a small circle of faces haunted by love and loss. That's when the conversation turned toward Anna's final wishes. Lauren, her voice steady but eyes glassy with unshed tears, shared the plans Anna had outlined. Anna wanted Lauren and her husband Josh to raise her daughters. She wanted her girls to grow up with stability, surrounded by siblings, not tossed between households. It wasn't just a legal matter. It was a deeply personal decision made with the kind of thoughtfulness only someone facing the end could muster. Mama June sat still, absorbing the words. The expression on her face was unreadable, somewhere between shock and quiet hurt. Though she hadn't been the consistent maternal figure Anna had longed for, she had hoped for more involvement, more recognition in Anna's last decisions. But the truth was, Anna hadn't trusted her mother with that kind of responsibility. And Lauren, protective to a fault, was determined to honor that. The room thickened with emotion. Not rage, not screaming. Just that heavy silence that settles when reality sinks in. June didn't argue. She didn't protest. But the disappointment was palpable. Another chapter closed. Another door she couldn't reopen. Later that night, Lauren found herself alone on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, staring out at the winter sky. Snow had begun to fall again, silent and slow. Behind her, the house was warm, alive with holiday music and children's laughter. But inside her chest, the ache was unbearable. She had done everything right. She had been the glue, the protector, the rock. And still, it didn't feel like enough. Watching Anna slip away, minute by minute, was the cruelest test of strength Lauren had ever faced. Mama June joined her on the porch a few minutes later. She stood a few feet away, unsure of whether to speak or simply share the silence. This was the closest they had been in months, maybe years, and yet a canyon still stretched between them. No words passed, Just the sound of snow hitting the wooden deck and the faint echo of Anna's voice in their memories. Inside the house, Anna had fallen asleep, surrounded by her daughters. Her breathing was shallow, but peaceful. She had smiled one last time before drifting off, perhaps comforted by